Oh, yes. It is back. The Bachelor Podcast. And Denny's, guess what? We've got a girl here.
Oh, snap.
Jen, how are you? Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You look great. Ryan, you look great. You both look fantastic.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We tried. It's Valentine's Day.
It is
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You forget.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
So Ryan, on a day like this, you being a single buck, what do you do on a day like this?
Just kind of cry and eat ice cream.
That is baloney.
Yeah.
So, Jen, tell everybody a little bit about your, where you're from and what your role was on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Paradise, all that stuff.
So I'm Jen Saviano. I was on Ben Higgins' season of The Bachelor. That was season 20, right?
Yes, we're not really
And-
good on stats here, so.
Yeah. And Bachelor in Paradise 3 with Nick Viall.
Yes, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick. He is the current Bachelor. So let's just jump in that really quick. Let's
Yeah.
get that out of the way. You guys were dating in Paradise, correct?
We were. Yeah. Good times.
What are you allowed to talk about? I know you guys got contract stuff that you can't talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
What are you able to talk about? Were you really into Nick?
I was into Nick. I don't know if I didn't want an engagement at the end of it, and he knew that. But, walking away, holding hands as boyfriend and girlfriend doesn't exactly make good TV. So I think it kind of had to happen. And we did continue talking after the show. But obviously it didn't work out.
Do you still have feelings for him?
Not at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not the kind of girl that can sugarcoat it. Like, if I was struggling watching or if I still had feelings, I have no problem admitting that. But
Okay, so are you cool if, because every now and then I'll make fun of some of the stuff Nick did. You're not going to get,
for it.
okay,
Oh, hell
good.
no.
She might jump on.
Oh, I will jump on
She'll
board.
pile on.
Oh my gosh, he was a crying, blubbering mess last night.
was.
What the hell happened, Ryan?
So I don't know if Jen will agree, but I think one of the attractive qualities of Nick is that he's very in touch with his emotional side, and I think that can seem annoying maybe to some guys watching, but I think that resonates with someone that they talked about in the beginning of the show, emotional intelligence.
Yes.
I feel like he's got a high emotional intelligence, and I don't know if Jen would think maybe part of it's game, but it comes off pretty genuine. I don't know, the exit survey, what it would come off of, but I think that's part of the attraction of Nick.
We do a song here on the show. Anytime a dude is being overly sensitive, we play. This was Nick's song last night. Oh man, hold on, let me do that again. Take 2. We're live. Here it is. 3. Hold on.
I'm on my man theory again. I got a menstrual cycle. I need to chill out. You need to pop up my doll. I'm
great.
so emotional, man. It's ridiculous. You would think I have ovaries and a uterus.
Oh
Out of the blue.
Wait, is that you?
Yeah.
That's
No.
amazing.
That's the man period song.
That was Nick's theme song last night. He was talking to the very, very attractive Russian chick. What is her name? Do you guys remember?
Christina.
Christina.
Yeah.
Sorry about the names. We're not.
No, it's okay.
We got cheat
We
sheets.
got our cheat sheets, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was really, really adorable. I think she had beautiful teeth, very fun to be around.
She's got
Speaks
awesome
different-
teeth.
Yeah, speaks different languages. I don't, what's he thinking?
I just, he's getting down to the nitty gritty, and he has to, make some tough decisions. We were talking earlier. I think he was upset because he had seen a really attractive. It's like, I think in the beginning it's maybe a little easier. They kind of say it's hard, but I think in the beginning it's obviously a lot easier because there's been connections, and he knows that he's sending a girl home that is a really top-notch girl.
So I wrote down a theory last night watching The Bachelor. I said the reason why Nick is having a tough time with all this is because he's still hung up on Jen. What do you think about that? Not a bad theory.
No, I think he's completely moved on. I mean,
think?
clearly.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the case at all.
Okay, I thought that's
But
kind of a good theory.
It is a
though.
good
It is a
theory.
good
I do
theory.
appreciate it.
It's believable.
But
What's up with Nick's? Did he wear as many Nard huggers? He always got the shortest shorts on.
He
He
does.
does.
Oh my God.
No, seriously, like I wore his pants some days too.
My dad wears longer pants. My dad's in his 60s.
Yeah, those are in now. Those chubbies.
Are
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they?
Do you like those on a guy?
I mean, You get to see more, so I don't mind it.
I don't know if more is better in that case,
I
though.
don't know either. Oh, by the way, Jen, I forgot to introduce you to our producer. This is Denny's.
How you doing?
Hi.
Pleasure.
We are running
Pleasure.
around like crazy today because of Valentine's Day. Everyone on the show had to write an original love song, and
in like
Really?
24 hours.
yeah, so
it's pretty rough.
everybody was scrambling.
Do
Everyone's
we get to hear it?
No, you don't want to
You
hear.
can
it.
go back. You can
Okay.
tune in.
Wait, Jason,
Okay.
what are you doing for Valentine's Day? You asked us.
I am.
Yeah, it's a
probably,
good one. What are you doing, Bird?
Yeah, like a Beckett turning the tables on me. I'm gonna be doing, work. Unfortunately, I'll be working.
All night?
Working. I'll probably. Yeah, I don't go out too much during the weeknights just because we have to wake up so early.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what are you guys doing? You guys going out?
I think 50 Shades of Grey is like,
50 Shades.
with friends. What'd you
Yep.
call it with all the girls?
Galentine's.
Galentine's.
Ah,
Day.
Galentine's Day.
I love it.
Yep.
Do you love that or do you hate it? Galentine's.
I like it. I think it's
that.
funny.
It's cute.
It is
but-
very cute. Have you seen the movie yet?
No, I think I'm going to see it tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you into the 50 Shades franchise, Beckett?
I wasn't. I liked the reaction that it caused in the girl community. But I am interested because supposedly this is written from the guy's perspective, and the first one was from the girl's perspective. So I feel like it's going to be more of
Oh,
an
that's
honest
cool.
portrayal.
I didn't know that.
I hear it's got some cheesy stuff in it.
It's pretty. There's a lot of cheesy stuff. I think if you're a soccer mom, like we were talking about on the air, I think it's more soccer mom stuff. If you're a perv and you're going to 50 Shades Darker and you're expecting to get your rocks off, I don't know if it's the right movie for you.
Yeah, and I feel like there's kind of a double. I mean, it's if the guy wasn't ridiculously wealthy, the guy would be known as a creep.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And he's
Would you agree with that?
Let that guy do what he's doing, making 25 grand a year, and guess what? He's a creep.
Creep.
and how old is he in the film? He's only like 20 something, right? He's like 27.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's in his 20s. He's got it all together. He's got it all figured out. Every move he does is the right move.
Cruel Intentions kind of vibe.
The one thing I want to get your guys' opinion on. So last night, the girl, and I hate to say it, I call her the throw-up girl.
Oh, Vanessa.
Vanessa, thank you.
Oh.
Vanessa.
She might win this, man.
What are your thoughts on Vanessa, Jen? Because I got my thoughts. I think she's too naggy.
I mean, she's clearly beautiful.
Yes.
He's into brunettes. That's definitely his type. And she has that spark, and I feel like she's the kind of girl that can keep him on his toes and keep him in check, which he definitely needs.
Does he want that, though?
I think he does.
You do?
I think
do.
if I were to use his quote, I need a girl that can challenge me. And I think that Vanessa is up for that task.
Yeah. She'll definitely call him on his stuff. I mean, I like dating a girl that's like that as well. I mean, some guys that are really alpha, sometimes I think like the girl that's very introverted. I think that he appreciates the back and forth, appreciates someone calling him on his BS, and I think that he likes that a lot.
So she said she loved him last night.
Yeah, that was
I didn't hear anything back, though.
He did not say anything back.
I
which-
think it's a little odd that she was expecting a response back. This is the show, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank
right.
you.
She shouldn't expect a response.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, what are you saying? I love you. Unless you're picked, don't say I love you.
Yeah.
Seriously, what are you doing that on the 6th week for?
Yeah.
The devil's advocate is you're at that phase where like you kind of need to start making some power moves, and not that you're supposed to think about that show in terms of moves.
You should. Strategy. I
I
get
mean,
it.
Corinne approaches that way, and I don't think that's going to work out well for her.
She got shut down last night,
She
too.
did get shut down.
Denied.
But they tell you, and you want to be open with your feelings, right? So if you're starting to feel that, you don't want to regret that you got sent home right before a rose ceremony. You didn't start to say like, "Hey, I feel like I'm falling for you."
It's a good point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, putting your feelings out there. I think it was great that she said, I'm falling in love with you, if that's what she was feeling. But the whole expecting something in return.
Yeah, it's
Was
kind of
a
like that
little
Seinfeld
much.
episode. It was
Have,
like,
have you
"Thank
guys?
you?"
Yeah, yeah. Have you guys ever said
Appreciate that.
I love you to somebody and not get it back? Because I have done that before, and her response was really awful. I said I love you. She's like, "Aw,
Thank you.
I might be falling in love with you." And then
good.
within a minute, she talked about how my shoulders were like her ex-boyfriend Bill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beginning was not so bad. The end was
Sweet
horrible.
Allie.
You can't ever bring up exes when you're like, especially on a date where you're
No,
meeting
you,
somebody.
you can't compare your current boyfriend with your ex-boyfriend and their shoulders and their body. Imagine me doing that. I'm dating a girl and go, you're really sweet, but your boobs kind of remind me of my ex-girlfriend, and then they were bigger. You're like, what? What? Can't do that.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Have you ever had that, though? You say I love you, you go out, you put it all out there, and you get nothing?
I can't think of an instant like that, but I can definitely feel where I was falling, and I felt like it wasn't reciprocated, so I really definitely had to reel it in, and like that's not a good feeling when you feel, because it's a one-off for me. Like it doesn't happen often, so I've definitely had situations where I started to feel it out. I didn't like go all the way in. I did maybe the proverbial shot over the bow in terms of explaining how I felt, and it wasn't reciprocated.
What about you, Jen? You ever do the love thing and say I love you and you don't get it back?
Not the straightforward "I love you" and not hearing it back, but just kind of like Ryan's situation where you start feeling out the relationship and you see that it's more one-sided, and that hurts, and you kind of have to retract a bit. But it's never been like "I love you" and it's like, oh, thanks. No,
Denny's?
I've never experienced that.
You?
No,
I'm
'cause
the only person.
I have to make sure
I
it's
don't love you.
100% before I go saying that.
But I know, but you don't know sometimes when you're telling somebody you love them. I mean,
Yeah.
in fact, I've done this 3 times now where I've said I loved you to a girl, and that's a big thing for me to say, and every time it's gone to shit. I know I shouldn't say shit on here, but it's gone to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my maybe not so secret is that I get into a bottle of red wine, all of a sudden become the girl. And I, like, start
I do know. Me and you are we're like chicks a little bit. You got a sensitive side to you. You're a sweet soul, Ryan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that she was a little stunned, like you said, and don't be stunned. You're on The Bachelor. He's not going to say I love you.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, that would ruin everything if he said it right there. Then there's other contestants.
As it would have ruined everything if you would have slept with Corinne.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, he's learned that lesson.
Yeah, wait, that's right.
He did that, and that's what he said. He's like, I've made the mistake. I think he said something like,
Who was it? Was it Kristen he did that with?
No, it was Caitlyn on my season. After I went home, he ended up.
That's right, Caitlyn.
Yeah.
There are so many names. Just so you know, Jen, me and Denny's, we never watched The Bachelor until about a year and a half ago, and then we fell in love. So we're trying to go back and learn all the history with
You're
everything.
catching up.
We're catching up. We are catching up. Who is doing it right now on The Bachelor? Who is doing it completely wrong?
I like Raven a lot. I think she's so sweet. You don't.
Least
why are you shaking
favorite.
your head?
is that still
Really?
your pick too?
Yeah,
Raven?
I've been saying Raven since the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, I like Raven a lot. Now I'm thinking of the girl. Is it Throw Up Girl? What's her name?
Vanessa. I think Vanessa's gonna take it, man.
Vanessa, the kind of the way that it was like she was under the radar. Like she was strong on the airplane puke date, but and then she kind of went radio silent. Now she came back strong on the last episode.
You guys know the situation way better. You guys are in that world, but as a viewer looking, he looks annoyed when she is coming down on him. Because
Right.
keep in mind, last week, I believe it was last week, where she was giving him a bunch of crap about you're talking to other girls. Well, I mean, it's The Bachelor once again. So I don't know. I'm seeing a naggy. I'm saying she's not going to be getting it. I don't think Raven's going to be getting it either.
Who do you
But
think?
that only leaves
it?
Corinne.
I know you don't want to hear it.
And we heard he's got an
likes
affinity.
Corinne.
Really?
I think you need Corinne. I think Corinne's massively entertaining.
Yes.
What are your true thoughts on Corinne?
I think she, like you said, very entertaining. She couldn't be more opposite of me. Maybe that's why it's working out with Nick. But I don't know if I see them together.
Yeah. I find her very attractive, but yes, there's a part of me that would be like, could you really date her? If she's really like that, and that's not an act, that would be tough to date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it's almost like dating a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. You know what I mean?
Tell us more, Bird.
I meant the mentality of a
Right.
10-year-old. But no, but she is fun. You need that kind of stuff on.
I am excited to see. I was rooting for her at least to go to hometowns because being a South Florida guy, her in Miami, and I'm just excited to meet the nanny and the parents and see the whole interaction with that. So
That would be good.
It's going to be exciting to see the hometown with Corinne.
See, to me, the hardest thing I think about being on any of those shows, if you're the Bachelorette or the Bachelor, the main one, I hate breaking up with people. I'm so bad. I'm not
horrible
sure if
too.
anyone's great at breaking up with
Right.
it. I did want to delve into that, the whole breakup thing.
Okay.
Do you guys have, okay, let's say you're dating somebody, a month, you're not feeling it, they're feeling it, what do you do? What's your approach? Let's say 2 months.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the casual exit, and like
The ghosting?
No, I would never ghost. I hate the ghost. I hate the bad communication. I hate the ghosting. I just think that there's a natural kind of like separation, What I am bad is if I get into that serious phase, then I'm like locked in. Like it's really hard for me to get out once I'm in like that.
Jen, what's the best way to break up with a girl, in your opinion? Because I personally think in person, I don't know if that's always the best way. That's a kind of an old school thing, is it not?
I mean, my last breakup happened over Skype, so that was fun.
Really?
Jeez,
Was it
not even
Nick?
Google Hangout?
Was it Nick?
I don't want to say who it was, but it was over
Did
Skype.
it rhyme with Rick?
It was. it rhymed with Dick.
Dick.
I love it. Okay, but what did when you got the breakup Skype? Did you know before that call or that Skype happened that it was going down, or did the verbiage and the body language kind of tell it all?
No, I really, it was a shock to me.
Blindsided.
It was all a shock to me. Yes.
How did it start off? Was it like, hey, how's it going?
It was a text. I need to talk to you at 11 o'clock
jeez.
at night
Oh,
on a Monday evening.
Oh, jeez.
jeez.
And yeah, and then it happened. But FaceTime was the only option as there was distance.
I got you.
But,
How long does a conversation like that last? Because sometimes people want to drag out these breakups for 30 minutes.
At least you don't have to say, "Can I walk you out?" at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
true.
How long did your breakup last, or how long did that whole process last for?
I said what I needed to say, and it was maybe 25, 30 minutes.
Wow, that's a lot of. Well, what do you mean? Well, what is that supposed to mean? God, it's the worst.
It's almost like 5 minutes of breaking up and then 30 minutes of apologizing afterwards.
Yeah, it was a lot of apologizing. You're great.
But
But-
that's my
yeah.
question though. Would a girl or a guy, everyone answer this, when you're being, because I've been on both sides. I've done the breaking up and then I've been broken up with. I'd rather have them text it to me. I don't want to see you ever again. It's just not working out. I don't need all of these big grand gestures, because what's the point? Where are we going to go with this conversation?
Is that the beginning of a relationship? Like you said, you're dating in a month, or have you been like intimate together?
Let's say,
like,
okay, let's say half a year. You're with a girl for 6
then
months.
That's so
it's-
disrespectful to send a text. That happened to me. I freaked out.
You,
And I'm-
but you
I'm such
want
an even-keeled, laid-back guy, and like I spent like 48 hours with the girl.
Crafting.
48 hours with the girl. Didn't talk to me about anything. Exchanged a couple text messages after she left. And then she was driving like on a road trip like to see her family. And then I got like a book-long text. I was like, "You were just with me for 48 hours."
she did that move.
She did that move. And then I can understand if someone can express themselves better through the written word. I get it.
I get that too.
I get it, but at a certain point, like after 6 months, and you're intimate with each other, and you gotta have some respect. Is like, it's a relationship, right? It's not just one person. Like there needs to be a little closure for the person.
I get that. If I was breaking up with somebody, I get that. If you're breaking up with me, I don't need that. We don't need to sit down. We don't need to look at each other. Because to me, after 10 minutes of talking, all right, you don't like me. What else?
Yeah.
What else you want to say to make me feel bad about?
But I think
Right.
after a while, like you said, if you're dating for a few months, there's that you owe that respect to the person to do it face to face, even if
Face
it's more
to face.
awkward. If it's
Think about it the other side, though. Think about like, what is the purpose of doing the text message on the other side? Is because you don't want to. It's like because you dislike confrontation.
No.
And don't you think that's a lazy way to handle?
No. To me, I think texting's terrible. You should never break up with somebody in a text. The
Right.
reason why I say phone is because I've seen it twice now. Me being a part of it once, and then me seeing it with a friend, where they broke up in person, and it got so emotional and so crazy, and it really did more harm than anything. And I
I
think
get that.
I just think some people, I don't know. I don't know if face to face is always the best for everybody. Now I agree with y'all when it comes to
The texting.
text message is brutal. That's
yeah.
very much brutal. Yes.
yeah.
That sucks.
It does suck.
Because then you're just the one person is just telling the other person. There's
Yeah.
no there's no conversation. That
There's a lot of
sucks.
misdialogue in text.
Well,
Yeah.
but it's like when I got cut from the All-Star team back when I was a kid, the coach cut me. I didn't need 30 minutes of him continuing to tell me why I sucked at baseball. All right, it's over. Let's move on now. You see what I'm saying? Does that not make sense?
Yeah, but like if you look at like the training camp things they do on HBO, like they don't just like put a note in his locker and be like, bye. You know, like,
Sometimes they do.
I think it's better to have the coach and say, listen, like, you know, we're going to maybe put you on the practice squad. You need to go back and work on your blocking. You know, like, there's certain things, and like a slap on the ass on the way out. And like,
Denny's, what's your take on this with the breakup?
Yeah,
I know you hate confrontation.
I do. I think I've only once broken up without face to face. And
Really?
I sent him a letter in the mail and just made it easy. But like
in the mail.
Yeah.
Snail mail?
Clearly, this is 1973.
Carrier pigeon?
Well, I wrote it out. This is all before text. You used to pay for every text
so
line
this
you
is
did.
when you were 9.
Well, whatever. I sent one of my high school exes a letter in the mail. But other than that, it's all been face to face.
Yeah.
And I think it's because some people handle it different. It's almost like you need closure. It's almost like the death of a person. You're no longer going to see this person ever again. Some
Yeah.
people need that closure.
Yeah,
For sure.
Because you never know what kind of relationship you're going to slide into the person. Like, I, in a weird way, except for maybe one or two situations, like, am friends with all my exes. You know,
Yeah, I actually am too.
I mean, obviously
I
you
don't
can't
have
go
any
be
bad.
best friends, but like,
Yeah.
you know, in a
But it's
pretty healthy
amicable.
level. Yeah.
For sure. I'm not saying you guys are going to get ice cream together, but
Right.
yeah, I try to, have a relationship after the fact that where, if I see out, hey, how's it going? We can talk. You don't want to stab me.
Mm-hmm.
That to me,
In case you happen to have a call-in show where exes call in, right?
yeah,
Which happens a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
we did it. We did a bit the other
Just
day.
recently.
Well, I had an ex-girlfriend on, and then 2 girls were imposters, and then everyone had to try to guess which one was
Which one
the
was the
fake
ex.
one.
That's great.
Yeah.
It was great. I think you'll disagree, but it was
No,
awesome.
it's uncomfortable. I really have a tough time talking about I can talk about anything on the show, but when it comes to relationships, I think, especially when it's someone you care about. For example, if I have an ex-girlfriend and people are asking me about that, I care about that girl, and I care about her feelings. I don't want her to think I'm on the microphone laughing at anything. I mean, that's a jerky thing to do.
Right.
So I think because in the past I've said things in a tough situation just to get out of that situation, it can come off like, oh, you're being a jerk. I never want to do that to somebody I care about.
Yeah.
Especially
Makes
if
sense.
if you got a pass with somebody
Yeah.
like an ex. We covered Nick and his nut huggers.
The chubby.
This is what I wanted to. We have a debate constantly, and Kevin and Virginia, they're on the show with us, and the topic of dad bodies always come up. Okay, and I'm always the one saying, no, girls like dad bodies. Girls do not like dad bodies. And then everybody will say, no, you're wrong, and then we'll get a bunch of calls, and then girls will get on and go, I love dad bodies. So
Yeah.
what's the real thing here?
I mean, I guess it depends on the girl. Some girls maybe like that. I don't.
You like abs?
I don't like the meatheads. I really can't stand that. I don't want someone that spends more time in the gym than
Okay.
life. But I appreciate a healthy body.
Would you rather date, and I asked Ryan this question last week, would you rather date an 11 out of 10? I mean, talking good looking, makes good money, they're successful in their own right, but I mean, they're just a dunce. They're not fun to talk to. They're very self-absorbed. You have that person, looks great on paper, or you've got the 6 who doesn't look as good, but I mean, really emotionally sound, there for you, kind of rub your feet or whatever you like to rub. I know some people don't like their feet touched. Which one do you go
6,
for?
hands down.
6?
Yeah, and then you work on him. He can get his teeth done. He can get whatever work
I
he
said
needs.
it. That's
You
what
did
I
say
said. I
6.
said 86 would go up an 8.
But I hope I don't have to choose. I mean, why?
No, you're right. I like to put you into the worst
The
case
awkward.
scenario.
Yeah, no, I go for the
Drastic
6.
scenario.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. But you're not. So are you saying could you fall in love with a guy that had a dad body? Is that possible?
Yeah, of course, anything's possible.
It sounds so. No,
I actually
never
had a girl
happened.
tell me she liked dad bod. I'm like, wow, why am I going to the gym so much?
Well, I think
We get a lot of positive about the dad body, funny enough.
Well, I think dad bod for some girls, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think for some girls, they feel a little bit safer with that guy.
agree.
I think a guy that's always in the gym, constantly working on his body, I think that can make some people insecure.
Yeah, it's usually a reflection of their ego.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with that.
No.
I think everybody should want to look great and look,
Yeah.
but there's a different level of
course.
working out, being real. I mean, you're in great shape, Ryan.
Yeah.
I think then you're nail on the head with the comfort level. Yeah.
I think some people too. I mean, like we were talking last week. What's your opinion on this, Jen? Do you think opposites attract, or do you think that is something that is just so gym rat? weed and then the guy is not into weed, I think you're going to have a very big misconnect there,
I
or
feel like
disconnect.
There needs to be some common denominators in order for it to click.
For sure.
But the extreme opposites, I've never experienced that.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
Oh, God.
Ryan, do you have one?
The worst
Worst,
date.
where you're just-
Oh, I have a horrible date.
Did I ask you this before?
I don't know. It's really bad though.
Give it to us.
So I met this girl at the gym when I was living in Boca. Just graduated from college. And
Did you, not to interrupt you, I like to get all the details. Did you ask her out?
I did, but that is such a one-off for me because I'm aggressively passive and I have no game. It's like my jokes, my dancing. It's so bad, it sometimes works.
Yeah, that
basically.
is your game.
Yeah, this is my game.
I love it.
So there's this girl. She was, absolutely stunning. Walking, and I have so many friends that are girls that will tell me, "Oh, it's this guy hit on me in the gym. I can't even work out. It's so annoying."
Girls all the time email, why do guys hit
Did-
on me at the gym?
And yeah, exactly. And I didn't want to be that guy, but we ended up like making eye contact a few times to the point I was just feeling like I was gonna be a wuss if I didn't say
So
something.
you walk up and go, hey, you need a spotter?
Right. I was like, hey, just wanted to say hi. I was gonna regret if I didn't come up and say something.
Oh, I think that's good. I
Yeah.
like that.
So she said hi, and she said she was training to be a trainer at the gym, and she just moved down from Baltimore. She doesn't know anyone. I was like, wow, this girl's all into health. She's really cute. She just moved down. I was like, let's grab a drink, blah, blah, blah. She's great. Set up a date. She kept on postponing it. Like, we were supposed to go to Houston's in Boca. It was supposed to be like 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock became 8. 8 became 9. It was late. I was like, well, I don't know if they're going to seat us. It was almost 10 o'clock. I was like, let's go to neighborhood sports bar because they serve food till late. It's right by my condo. So she's like, cool. She walks in. She was like in like this like crop top, like cut off midriff, jeans with like Bebe and rhinestones on the butt. She comes in and all the like lip gloss, long blonde hair, and all the people in the bar were like,
Did you not pick up on that in the gym, though? Come on.
well, she's wearing like Lululemon. Like, I don't know.
Did you
like,
walk in and the music stopped?
I mean, the girl was absolutely gorgeous. So
I'm sure.
I was like, hey, can I buy you a beer? She's like, oh, I don't drink. So I was like, wow, this girl's like really healthy, like awesome. She's like, she sits down. She goes, but can we sit outside so we can have a cigarette?
Oh.
I was like, so now I had like conflicting things
It's
going
like, you
on.
don't drink, but you smoke?
Yeah.
no.
So we go outside and she's like, listen, and she's smoking. She's like, I want to apologize for being late. I was in an NA meeting that ran late. She was in a Narcotics Anonymous meeting that ran late.
Oh, no.
So I try to roll with it and try to like relate, to some friends that went through some similar issues. And now it was like 10:30. She goes, by the way, I have to be home at 11:30. I live in the halfway house down the street.
Brutal.
It's a really long story. Turns out she was an FBI protection program because her ex-boyfriend was some big club owner, coke dealer in Baltimore, and her dad chipped her down.
I mean, should we even be saying this? Is this guy
I was
gonna-
22 years old.
Oh, and then
All
for a
right,
guy
so-
who doesn't go up and ask people stuff. Now,
I told my buddy, this is what I get. The
yeah,
one
the
time
one
I actually
time.
approached
I'm
a girl.
scared now to do that. Denny, you had something?
Oh yeah, I mean, I had a bad day once. I met this girl. She had a grill, and she didn't like. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I was smoking a cigarette, and she slapped it out of my mouth once. It was like the worst date I ever had.
It's the worst thing that ever happened to me.
I saw the bling off her teeth. It was insane.
So she had a grill, but she slapped the.
Well, she didn't know I smoked. I guess her dad was a cop or something, so she doesn't like any drugs of any sort, and she considered nicotine a drug, which I guess it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, she slapped me like right in front of everybody in
What
a bar.
kind of job does a girl with a grill have?
You know?
I could think of a few.
Yeah, no, she was a haircut.
Haircutter.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying. I think my worst was I was on a double date and my buddy had the girl that he was dating, and he's like, well, she's gonna bring a friend along. You gotta go with, because it was new. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go. We didn't connect. I didn't connect with her, but she was not getting the hint. So we ended up going down to Juno Beach, and my buddy and his girl, they stroll down the beach. They're making out, having a great time. I'm with this girl. I'm like, oh, I just want to go home, but I didn't drive. So she tried to put the moves on me, and I had to block her. I'm like, let's look at the moon. I wasn't drinking. She was drinking, so I guess she just didn't hear or see the signals. She started biting my shirt. Like that's going to do. She go, started like almost like, and I know I have a lot of growling stories on the air, but she was kind of growling, and it sucks so bad when you have to tell somebody you don't want to make out with them.
Yeah.
It's
you know
brutal.
you're on a date and you're drinking and the other person isn't,
It's rough.
They're not into you.
It's rough.
If the person's saying, bartender, make that a double, and you're not drinking, yeah you're right. You are right. Anything else you guys want to cover from last night's episode?
Well, you said you were going to give us the analysis of the beard, remember?
Oh, the analysis of the beard. That's right. Yeah, last night I was supposed to be doing the live tweeting with Denny's. Denny's ended up going to bed. I was tweeting with old Ryan over here.
I wish I didn't. I was drinking some NyQuil. I was afraid. We did a long weekend, so I was afraid I was going to get sick. So I didn't want to get sick. So I started taking medicine preemptively. But it knocked me out.
Yeah.
It's still in his system. If you
Can't tell.
Yeah, the beard. I said that Nick's beard. What did I say?
I don't know, but Jason Jason thinks that Nick needs his beard.
I agree.
He does. He needs his
Without
beard.
his beard, he looks like a different person.
He does.
He needs his beard, but his beard to me reeks. He doesn't want commitment. I personally, I can see it in
It's a
Nick's face.
non-committal beard.
Nick does not want to settle down.
You think so?
Okay, you guys both have beards, so
I do. I think I'm shaving my beard off though.
Really?
I do.
This is pure apathy. I just don't do anything.
It's such a maintenance. It's such a high. I know
It
you
is.
ladies have to shave your legs and all that, but it's such a. You shaved your beard. Did you have a beard
did.
last week?
I had a little stubble, but I had a solid beard on Paradise, and that's how I got the Silver Fox name. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought I'd take a few years off.
I'm like you. I don't like the gray. I'm getting a lot of gray in my beard, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's just shave this baby off.
I think Jen's probably why we have her, and we have a girl on the show. Any dating questions you think? Because you have a dating blog, right?
I
And
do.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah, what is your dating blog? Please plug
It's
it.
at misslifestyler.com. It covers fashion, and it's just a millennial platform for those looking to live a happy and healthy, balanced life. But I also have a Q&A submission, so girls can submit their questions, and a lot of dating questions come through. How to get over a breakup, and it's just a lot of repetitive questions.
Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on somebody, let's say you are dating, so you're not married, you're dating, and one of the people in the relationship wants to, and let's say you're under a year, maybe around a year, they want to go to therapy. Is that kind of a red flag that you're already going to therapy, that you're not even married and you're in therapy? Do you think that's a sign to get the hell out of that relationship, or is that a positive thing?
I don't know. If it's within a year and you're already looking for a therapist, like, is that... Why can't you figure that out on your own? You don't even have a ring on your finger yet.
That's my theory, but I've been shunned. No, therapy's always good for everybody.
I mean, maybe it's good for some people, but
I'm with you.
certainly
I think it's
wouldn't.
weird.
Yeah.
I take the opposite approach. I think it's from traveling a lot. I find that the United States has this stigmatism against therapy. That it's like if you see a shrink, it's like, check please. Like if I'm on a date and the girl starts talking about her therapist, I'm like, wow, like this girl's Looney Tunes. But I think that whether it's health or business or relationships, proactive is always less expensive than being reactive. And I think a lot of these counseling, the train's too far out of the station
Sure.
to do therapy. But if you, like we were talking about 5 love languages, and
Yes.
That's like a lot of churches do pre-marriage counseling for that. So you find out what the other person likes. You kind of nip problems in the butt. And I think it almost prevents that therapy. But I do think you should work harder at a relationship.
I think you're both making really great points. I think, because the one thing I don't want to come across, I'm very pro therapy. I think therapy is a great thing for people, and I think it's helped a lot of people. But early in a relationship, couples therapy, you're not even married. It's a year. I don't know. It's goofy.
Yeah.
I also think it's putting more emphasis on the fact that you have problems.
Right, it's true.
I don't know.
That's true.
Denny's, what do you got for some dating questions? I mean, you're in a relationship here. What do you
5
want?
years.
5
Yeah,
years,
been
this
in one
cat.
for a
I mean, I guess
while.
the number one question is, when are you going to put a damn ring on it?
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I'm working on that. I thought we were here to talk about the Bachelor,
I
guys.
know, my bad. I always throw him under the bus. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's funny.
No, he's got a great girlfriend, and I personally think that they're going to be walking down the aisle.
For sure. I mean, it's a big commitment, man. Jumping out from being a single dude forever. Even though we're dating, it's still we live separate lives. Even though we live together, we still live separate lives. Once you make it, permanent, it's a much different story.
That's one of the things. That's what annoys me the most about people in relationships. That when they get in a relationship, they have to do every friggin' thing together. They lose their identity. I mean, I've seen not everybody, half of my friends, they get married or they're in a relationship. And of course, you've got responsibilities, you have kids and all that stuff, but you don't have to lose the essence of you. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's as sustainable as the people that kind of, they still live their life and they have a good balance and the partner encourages them to still do the things they like, with balance, of course, but, hang out with their friends. Because I have friends the same way. They like, when they're single, you're the jerk that doesn't go out enough with them, and when they're in a relationship, you're like,
You never see it.
Where'd they go?
You're right. I think it might be more of a personality thing, for sure. Do you guys have anything to plug? Anything? I know you just plugged your blog. Rye, you got anything?
No, I'm in the horse world doing the horse show thing, selling horse farms, and I would encourage you guys and anyone else to come out to Polo or the horse show, and it's a blast out there. It's a whole nother world.
I'm supposed to do something out there. I'm supposed to ride a horse, and I think I'm supposed to do something goofy, something.
My friend has a crush on you. She wants you to get you to come out riding.
Really? Let's talk about who's your friend?
Her name's Angie. She's gonna kill me for bringing up her name, but she
Angie,
rides.
let's talk about this.
Yeah.
For a second.
She rides dressage. She's gorgeous, and she's a catch. And you should go on a riding lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any day.
You gotta shave the beard because she doesn't want a guy that has a fear of commitment, though.
She. I see what you're
That's
saying.
non-committal beard.
I say the beard that's kind of tamed down.
No, she probably actually likes the scruff, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the thing with the beard. It's so much maintenance. That's all. I'm just a guy that doesn't like to constantly shave all that
No,
stuff.
girls like a little scruff. I need a little scruff.
You like a little
no
scruff?
Offense, Ryan.
You like a little scruff?
I do.
Okay, they have to keep it nice
sexy.
and And boys and gentlemen, please cut your neck.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that cut your neck.
So bad.
You hold on, Suits. Can you zoom in on Denny's neck, please?
Yeah.
Yes, gentlemen.
You trim below that,
This is
right?
what not to do.
Jen, what do you be
No,
honest.
I don't even. I cut my beard maybe like once every 3 weeks.
If you had to
wow.
critique that beard, Jen, what do you pros and cons?
I would definitely say trim the neck.
That's a con.
I don't think I've ever noticed that
I think you
before
could
you
maybe rock
mentioned it,
the
but now I do.
neck
comparing.
beard.
Oh, neck
Pretty
beard.
bad.
Neck
You could
beard.
rock the goatee, though, maybe. You could just trim up the...
Yeah, man, I get my hair cut maybe once a year.
Do
and
chicks still like
shave
guys
my every now and
in
then.
goatees? I mean, it's not 1997. It was big in the 90s. Like, I'm talking about like the regular
Yeah,
I
not
don't
for
know.
me.
Like the biker goatee.
biker goatee.
He gets a little truck driver.
What about the? Because if I shave, what I'll do, because I have a big scar on my chin, so I like to leave a little bit of hair. I do the soul patch sometimes. I know that's very douchey, but I mean, I'm blocking scars.
Talk
here.
about 1990s.
I just need to turn my
You
hat
and
around.
Smash Mouth.
Start singing Limp Bizkit. Oh, it's terrible. They got scars, baby. What do you want?
That's amazing.
Real quick before we let you go, Jen, predictions of The Bachelor this year. Who's gonna win it?
I think Vanessa.
You do.
I do.
You think Corinne's no way?
No way with Corinne.
Does
She's
she-
great in her ways.
Does she
but
annoy
no.
you?
No, she doesn't annoy me. She's very entertaining.
Yeah. Have you ever spoke? Do you know her at all?
I don't. And she's from South Florida, my neck of the woods. So I'm so interested to see what the date's going to look like, the hometown date.
Really quick, the one question I did want to ask you that I completely forgot to ask you. Your round with The Bachelor, the first round, would you have done anything differently?
I mean, I wish I was a little more open. I was so tense and high anxiety. I didn't trust anyone, and I didn't open up at all.
It sounds like kind of like you.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So,
Same thing.
I mean, it's hard. It's a hard environment. And I'm not cut out for TV. I'm not an animated person. Doesn't mean I don't have a strong personality. It's
Sure.
just I'm not animated. And I have those witty, bitchy comments, but I prefer keeping them to myself.
Her and I have a very similar personality, and as it related to the show, I think our experience is very similar. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna be upset if I don't ask it. Why don't y'all go on a date then?
I was
Okay,
talking to her
Cupid.
friend, Lauren. Lauren was
Ah.
her friend. Remember I told you I fell asleep when she was visiting in town?
I
We
do.
were staying at her place.
Yeah. Well, look,
Well, she says I'm the king of friend zoning people. I don't know exactly what that
Wait,
means.
who said that?
Jen said that
I
I'm
did.
Why? Let's help him out. Right. We got a great looking guy right
Yeah.
here. What is he doing wrong? If he's a friend zoner, what's he doing wrong?
Well, you
'Cause
ask
this
yourself.
is good.
You ask yourself that. Why are you friend zoning great women?
I think I'm too picky about the passion thing. Like I have to I don't want to go down that road with like every girl that's open to it. And I think that, I get to that point. I was just talking to her outside. You get to a point in a dating situation where it could go either way. Sometimes like right away that it's a friend, or right away it's going to be passionate for whatever reason. Other times you're like, wow, like this girl's attractive. She's really cool. Like you got all these things and you're at that phase. And like, maybe this is the problem. I err on the side of conservatism because I'm like, I don't want to make a, you know what I mean?
I can see how that would be a friend zone. I mean, if you're a dude that's outgoing, like, hey, you're looking great today, I can see how you're going to get yourself out of the friend zone because you're being flirty. Does he need to step up his flirt game a little bit, Jen?
Maybe,
I'm
but
so passive.
It sucks if you're a passive. I mean, Denny's is very. He's more passive
pretty
than
laid
you
back.
are.
Yeah.
He's very laid back. I mean, how did you flirt? I mean, would you get a couple drinks in you?
No, dude, I'm kind of just a flirty dude. I like flirting with chicks. It's weird.
That's great.
All right, well, guys, thank you for joining the podcast. Jen, thank you for coming. Where do you live at again? You live down south, right?
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale. Man, so many people on this cast.
La-di-da-di.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys. Let me
la-di-da-di.
play our song.
Great song.
Next week, do you know who we're gonna have next week?
I don't know. Maybe we have Vinny next week. Well, I think we should talk about real quick though. Just give a props to Rachel, first African American bachelorette. That's
Yes.
huge.
I'm
What
a
do you guys
jerk.
take on them announcing that already?
Yeah, it was a little. That's
I don't know
dumb.
why they announced it so early.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
I
'cause now it's-
experienced that with them announcing Nick as the Bachelor, and then the next week it's like, all right, pre-boarding the Titanic, you know.
But you're right,
Right.
though. That is a big,
Huge.
monumental moment for that program.
She's solid,
So
too.
congratulations.
Yeah, she
She'll be
solid.
good. She'll be good.
Really good.
Okay, guys, we will see you next week. Thank you guys again for coming to
Thank
the
you.
Bachelor Podcast.
Thank
We
you for
love you
having us.
all, and Bigfoot is real.